I commissioned the largest CIS island fortress ever from the map creator Rolam for Men of War Assault Squad 2, the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod. There is a gigantic wall fortress defense across the CIS island fortress. But not only that, there's also CIS holdouts throughout these small jungle islands over here, and flooded trenches with some soggy droids inside of them. Attacking is going to be the 327th Star Corps, launching attacks with AT-OT troop carriers and AT-TEs, along with airborne trooper drops throughout. Can the clone army destroy this massive wall fortress in the distance, or will they all perish before even stepping foot inside? If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below any other maps you'd like to see me commission from Rolam that we could play in the future. Either way, guys, let's get into this thing. Real quick, huge thank you to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. They have literally the best deals in gaming. I use it all the time. If you like Star Wars games, Lego Star Wars for $2. Star Wars Battlefront 2 for $9. One of my favorite Star Wars games, Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, $1.70. If you want to play the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod, Men of War Assault Squad 2, $3. Extremely popular games can be up to 99% off. Link in the description below. Thank you to Instant Gaming for sponsoring the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get into the video. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and press start right here and get this massive Clone Wars battle underway. There are thousands of clone troopers on the battlefield, as well as thousands of droids this time around, both sides bringing on incredible numbers. We've got the AT-OTs distributing their clone troopers out the back stairs over there, so they have a little bit of cover while they deploy, and there's plenty of troopers that have been dropped off from LAATs ahead of them, including some really cool jump pack troopers I've never seen before from the 327th over here, and they are going to be covering fire while those other troopers end up deploying. We do have one of these big boy turrets right there. I think they're called like JD-1s or something like that, firing away. I don't even know where that shot went, but it definitely did the fire animation, so je ne sais pas. There it goes again. This time around, I think it's shooting the AT-OT. That's why we're not seeing scorch marks on the Earth. Not to mention, it's all water here, so I'm not sure there would be scorch marks in the first place. Either way, tons and tons of troopers all advancing on this first island trench fortress area over here, but then there's even more over this way that are going to start doing some island hopping. A few droids out here in ambush positions. When the trees start speaking binary, baby, you know you're in trouble, because they're just gonna pop up and start blasting, but not a ton over. Oh lord, that's not good. Oh my goodness. Okay, mass casualty situation here as multiple shots ring out. Oh, from the droid defenses. Some of those turrets on the wall have absolutely insane range to them. Oh my goodness. Wow, okay, so those clones are gonna have a bad time. Over here, a couple of AT-TEs just sort of passively firing at an AAT over here, very casually. Wow, okay, they're not even gonna face it. They're not even gonna do this thing the respect of facing it head on. They're just gonna passively move around while firing at it. The AAT completely whiffs its shot right there, so maybe they have no reason to be afraid of that thing. Oh, we've also got some shots coming in towards the AT-TEs from the wall out there. I'm telling you, that is some insane range on those puppies. Another shot impacting the AAT over that way. Still no kill on it, but I'm sure it is very close to dead at this point. A bit of a graveyard going on over here for the 327th, but in other areas they are causing some droid graveyards to be formed, which is good to see because there's definitely some parts of this battlefield where the clones aren't doing so hot. Massive amount of shots coming from the walls over there. You have to remember, AT-TEs have absolutely redonkulous shielding and armor on them, and you have to get through the shielding first to then get to the armoring, and they can withstand a lot of shots. But that being said, those turrets on the wall back here are just spamming out fire basically from sniper positions for turrets. Look at that! My goodness! Yes, they are going to do some serious damage to these ATTEs extremely quickly. Look at that. The shielding, though, still holding up on that one right there. Love to see it. More explosions hitting the ground over here as 327th Troopers take to the islands. That's what they're going to do. That's kind of what the AI is programmed to do, is go island to island instead of just yeeting across the open water. Since this actually has cover behind it, these bushes technically count as semi-cover for them. It'll absorb a little bit of the fire damage, and the trees, of course, well, this is more like bamboo, I suppose. Either way, these guys pushing on forward. Again, I want to say thank you to Rolam for making this map for the channel. He is an absolute legend in the Men of War Assault Squad 2 Star Wars Galaxy at War mod community. One of the few remaining map creators who consistently puts out new maps, and he does a fantastic job every single time, so that's why I commission from him when I do. Him or Darth Bacon, though. Darth Bacon, I believe, is a little bit more taking a break from map creation at the moment. We do have some explosions striking over here. At least the clones can take over the droid trenches this way, and that'll give them a little bit of cover, but even still, they're getting slapped around off in the distance. I do see some explosions striking as AATs in the distance blow up for the droid army there. I think we can go into semi-normal speed here now. I think enough droids and clones have died that it shouldn't be too crazy laggy, but I mean, look at the scale of this operation the clones are running. Tons of vehicles and troopers all pushing forward simultaneously. It's a big battle. It is a very, very big boy battle. Look at those shots. They can shoot so far. I'm still so impressed by that. Wait, what the heck? These ones have actually lost their gunners. Did the gunners just like hop off of them or something? That's really odd. Oh, this one just got shot, it looks like, and died. So an ATTE finally got annoyed and clapped back against that one right there. These ones, though, still firing away. Look at those marks getting torn into the earth over there, destroying clone troopers in droves. Pretty soon, the ATTEs will start dying, and you can hear the sirens on this one going off, and there you go. Explodes in a fiery ball right there. RIP to the first ATTE to drop. I mean, that thing got spammed with so much fire. It was bound to happen eventually, though there's still plenty of ATTEs pushing forward against the droids, and they are getting closer and closer as they go. This one over here also on fire. Its shields are down. I imagine just a few more shots, and yes, there she goes. She blows as another ATTE drops to the ground. But again, more to come as more and more ATTEs continue their push alongside the infantry. This is good infantry and tank support going forward, protecting each other. The clones on the ground protecting from bazooka droids, and the tanks protecting from the fire of those turrets in the back there. Look at this. Droids opening up on this middle platform right here, getting some very nice shots out on some of those 327th clone troopers, but clone shots start ringing true as more droids get absolutely iced down this way. Wowza. Okay, let's go ahead and check out some of these ATTE kills right now, because I bet it's pretty crazy. If you look at the mini-map at the top left, blue are clone troopers, red are droids. This one's got 21 infantry kills. This one's got 12 infantry kills and a vehicle kill. This one's got 34 infantry kills and 1 vehicle kill. And this one all the way in the corner over here has 39 infantry kills. Absolutely insane numbers from some of those things. It looks like more of these droid turrets are getting killed, actually. I think the clones just direct hitting them and killing the droids that are manning them. Still got one over here. We've also still got AATs on the ground over this way. Super battle droids with their wrist rockets, and a couple more artillery pieces back this way able to fire as well. And there should be droid bazooka troopers too. Ooh, another AAT in front of the wall here. Bites the dust. Yoicks, we got one over here that is currently soloing an ATTE over here that is got its sirens going off, so its shields are down currently. It's also not got a top gunner, which is its best weapon. on it. I mean, its ball turrets on the front are also very good, and it can still apparently fire its machine gun up top there. I didn't know it could still do that, so it's going to be firing at some of these droids over here. The droids don't have bazookas right here, apparently, so they're just going to be spamming fire down at the clone troopers in the water below, who are finally getting to fire back at some of these droids on the walls, because these droids on the walls have been sniping and firing this whole time. Meanwhile, the clones have had to just kind of trudge through the water to get close enough to hit up on this wall right here. More shots hitting some more ATTEs off in the distance over that way. I think they are probably fairly close to dead, I would assume. But they're still alive, and they're still going to be capable of doing some massive fire. These AATs actually catch that one on fire right there, so it's probably not long for this world. More shots, though, hitting the bottom feet of it, which is not the most effective area to shoot, but there we go. One more big boy shot right there, scorches it and takes it to the ground. This one over here now on fire as it proceeds forward. Droids up on the walls, spamming shots downward at the tree line here as clone troopers come closer and closer. This AAT isn't even firing at the ATT behind it, instead choosing to spam some machine gun fire at clones through these bushes here, and some big shots at the ATTE off in the distance. I think if the droids can kill all of the ATTEs very swiftly here, the droids on the wall will have a much easier time of getting kills going forward. It's just a matter of them actually taking those troopers down. Look how spread out these clones are. There's still so many of them on the battlefield. Droid wall troopers over here spamming down fire at some of these 327 Star Corps troopers, getting some nice licks in. Droid bazooka shots hitting some of the troopers on the ground there, getting some nice collateral damage right there. We love to see that for the droids. Let me know in the comments if you're rooting for the droids or for the clones. I think right now I just don't care. I just want to see a bombastic battle. There's really no underdog in this battle, as the droids have an all-powerful defensive position in this wall fortress, and the clones have an extremely powerful infantry and tank assault going on. I typically root for the underdog in these battles, but right now none is here. It is just all-out pandemonium from both sides. The left side of the wall here is doing a lot better than the right side. The right side seems to be where most of the clone trooper army is fixating. AAT up that way ends up getting blown to smithereens. That ATTE over there is still alive. The AAT in front of it ended up dying. This wall section over here is almost completely dead. There's just a couple of droids left alive over here. They're trying to get a few shots out, but now the clone wall of fire has reached the front and is starting to absolutely shred. Brutality. That is absolutely crazy, man. Rip the dream. Okay. This left side, though, still going pretty strong. There's even still one turret. Nope, all the turrets are dead. Never mind. At least the AAT over here is still rocking it, though. We love to see that. Why don't we go ahead and boof it on down to slow-mo here, because we are getting about 8 FPS for a second there. Droids in the immediate entrance to the wall here, still standing. We got wrist rockets firing out from the super battle droids. Also, some big boy fire going into the ATTEs off in the distance here. Still, that ATTE over that way is alive. The droids have not managed to kill this thing. It's not really sure what to do. Maybe that entire crew is just concussed in there. I'm not totally sure what's going on with it, but it seems like the wall defense is kind of faltering, and it's going to be up to the interior droids to obtain a victory. They've still got big boy artillery, they've got AATs out here, and they have a whole lot of droids ready to defend. Why don't we time-lapse for a little bit here, and hopefully some more clones and droids go down. Oh, big grenade going down here. Oh, only gets 2 kills because that guy actually rebounded it a little bit backwards, which definitely helped it out a ton out of their way. So let's time-lapse for a bit because it is getting pretty laggy with the amount of laser fire going on, and hopefully more clones and droids die so we get less lag. Alright, here we go. Only about 2 minutes passed during that time lapse there, but the clones are reaching the front over this way. We've got grenades from the clones going out over here. That's a quick and swift way to take care of some of these defenders, that's for sure. Especially these positions here. It's such a narrow area where the clones can shoot through to kill him. So, yeah, grenading is definitely the right choice over that way. This AAT did end up going down. These artillery pieces are still alive. It looks like that one just fired over there, but only killed one clone. Those are kind of derpy vehicles, to be completely honest. Sometimes, oh, that guy died. Sometimes they're pretty powerful, sometimes they just kind of suck. And there's no one this guy can really shoot. So that's tough. Clones dying pretty good over here. As long as the clones don't start like climbing the walls over here, I think the droids can win this thing in the gate area because they've got droidicas waiting. They've also got some super battle droids waiting and a ton of battle droids in the interior here. But if the clones start climbing up this way, it could be a massive problem. This ATTE firing out, I don't know where it's firing to. Maybe trying to kill this guy who's just kind of chilling here. I don't know. But he is vibing under fire. Beautiful, beautiful. Love to see it. All right. Clones continue hugging this side. I think that's hurting them more than it's helping. If they just went straight down mid, I think they'd be getting a lot more damage in. But for now, just sticking to that flank is not working too well for them. We've still got tons of droids on this far left side of the wall over here. They're not really capable of doing anything right now. There we go. Super Val droid firing some wrist rockets out there. And these ATTEs way out there are just kind of doing nothing right now. Wrist rocket does impact over this way, killing a number of additional clone troopers right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love to see. Why don't we go ahead and time lapse a little bit of this front entrance area here just to see what happens. Alright, 3 more minutes have gone by. The clones are closing in on the gate. There's not a ton of them over here, though, because a lot of them are kind of glitching over this way, trying to get at these droids. Luckily, I don't see any dead bodies up here, so they're not able to climb up there, which is very, very good. This ATTE coming around finally, and these ones are still trudging on forward. Oh, and so is this one here, though. No Top Gunner on that one. So these droids might be in danger of them clapping some of their cheeks, but for now, clone troopers are just taking losses and the droids aren't really feeling that struggle right now. They're still doing pretty good. Anytime anyone kind of rounds this little corner here, these guys blast off with tons of fire. And then we've also got Super Battle Droid back here, droids over here. Ooh, the ATTE can shoot pretty deep in. Although it's kind of derping, so I don't know if it's going to be that effective. I am worried about this one coming all the way around, but shouldn't be too big of a deal for now. Why don't we go ahead and overhead time-lapse, because it's just kind of laggy and not a lot's happening. Okay, this could be the big turning point for the clones where they maybe obtain victory if this ATTE kind of pivots around to face the droids. We'll see if that happens, though. Some of the droids in the back there are dying, but not as many as the number of clones that are dying over there still. These droids up here are still the constant target of these guys. They've gotten a lot of grenade kills. Look at that. Look how many dead clones there are over that way. My goodness. And there's still a ton of defenders on the interior around here that are very capable of killing more of these clones. This ATT is ignoring the front entrance and instead going this way. So I don't know what its deal is, but that is the stupidest thing it could be doing. I think all of the clones are aggroing on the droids over here. One did climb the wall, but he did get shot down. So not a big deal. Easy clap for the droids right there. Now, are there still droids up here? A few more have died over here, but there are still a few left alive. There's also some on these interior wall areas that can shoot inwards once the clones enter. If they do enter, because right now, the droids just are hard locking this in. And the clones aren't really able to do all that much. Whoop! Big whiff shot. Big whiff shot, but massive grenade! Who did that? That trooper right there. Massive grenade into the clone troopers right there. Love to see it. Yeah, the droids are absolutely destroying the clone troopers right now. One clone does make it inside, The droids are missing so many shots on him. That was abysmal, but they do finally get the kill, so I guess that's all that matters right there. These clones kind of wrapping around to fire in as well. Why don't we go ahead and time-lapse over here, because again, still a very slow battle going forward right now. No, the Super Battle Droid just died, and he was kind of a legend, nuking the clones with his wrist rockets over and over again. That's a pretty major loss for the droids, but still nothing crushing. There's still so many droids back here, ready to fire in at that entrance point. There's still some over there, too. Any more clones getting up here? Looks like one or two more have hopped up here, but been killed by the droids that are still chilling up here as well. So not really a big deal for the droids. The clones are being completely incompetent right now, but there's still a steady stream of them attacking this way, so I'm not going to anti-derp rule them just yet, since some progress is being made technically as a few droids are dying here and there, and there's a constant attack still going on. Let's watch this area here. Alright, so 5 minutes later, the clones are finally doing real attacks on the inside, I would say, here. They're pushing in, but getting clobbered by fire around the corner here. It's turning into a nice little choke point, kill box type area right now. There are a lot of DC-15X clones over this way, which are definitely the right weapon for the job, so that could be dangerous. There's still these droids over here. There's still droids around the corner here, too. Right now, these droids, though, are, in fact, the main threat. How many kills does some of these guys have at the moment? This trooper's got 1. This trooper's got 1. This trooper's got 3. This trooper's got none. This trooper's got 1, 2, none. 4, none, none, none. We got 6 over here. 11. That's pretty good. 2. And these guys will have none because they're around the corner. But clones still steadily coming in. It seems like more and more of them from over here went that way. Also, a lot of them have been climbing the walls over here, and it looks like they did kill a lot of the droids that were up here. Actually, all of the droids that were up here are now dead, so these clones did do a nice job. I'll leave these guys here then, because climbing up this wall seems to be profiting for them. But there's still more droids below who could just shoot up at them. So it is another avenue the clones can take to circumvent the choke point over here. However, it doesn't seem to be a flawless plan, to say the least, as they're still getting fairly butchered up here. I think if you could amass a bunch of troops all at once up here, that'd be great, but climbing up these walls, aka glitching yourself up these walls, is easier said than done. It's not an easy task in the slightest. Yeah, why don't we watch this corner here with the clones? Oh my goodness. They blew up some of the fuel over here. Wow. So that just roasted a ton of droids. They are absolutely felted over here. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, that's one way to make a big entrance. Okay, so we're going into normal speed now. There's still droids available to defend this point, but that was a large quantity of them that all just exploded simultaneously. Over this way, more clones are getting up here and dying. ATTEs are flipping themselves over with ATOTs over that way, so that's not going very well either, I would say, right now. Wow. Absolute insanity. But beyond that, it's pretty much same old on the battlefield. Let's watch these droids. "15 minutes have gone by, and still the clones are fighting. They're trying to get up here, but they keep getting gunned down before they can make it, or there's just troopers still up here firing down at them too. But I think they're trying to take the high ground, basically. More have died over here as well. Look at this. Insane." Absolutely insane. There's really just a few troops left for the clones. Not much at all. There, yeah. Let's just go to the end here and time lapse to the end because it's basically Jover for these guys. These guys are getting so unbelievably cooked by the defenders. Well, I think the defenses did it, baby. We just have a few vehicles over here and then a couple random stranded guys over here. And the droid's interior is still very much so intact, though it definitely was a very close battle. If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.